can stabilize this situation of the network. So what we're gonna do this morning, ó máa yàtọ̀ sí tí a ti ń ṣe bọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ rí. So tá a máa ṣe láàárọ̀ ni pé a máa ṣe something different, especially with some of our platforms. So mo kí gbogbo wa pé good morning, ẹ káàárọ̀ níbi tí Elédùà bá ti ní kẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. So let me see, because for a couple of days now we're having issues with our network. Not sure why, but definitely we might have to reduce some of our see how far we can go this morning. Okay, it's been a very terrible network. It's actually having a big impact on our broadcast. So we're only going to run one YouTube channel, Roy. Rather than have a 2 YouTube channel, we will run just one, and we will see what can happen from there. So I say happy weekend and welcome to our transmission. So what we're gonna do this morning is just to talk again about a couple of things, especially many concern of our people. So platform Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. So àti sọ fún àwọn èèyàn wa tẹ́lẹ̀ náà pé tá a bá ti ń ṣe live kó try láti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní different channels. So but for now, YouTube channel kan ló dá. So we will probably just stick to one for now, and then hopefully àwọn tó kù a máa upload síbẹ̀. So mo kí èyí tí ẹ ti ń wọlé pé ẹ káàárọ̀, àdẹ̀kù ojúmọ́, àkó ọ̀rọ̀ gbìyànjú, kò ní sú wa, kò dẹ̀ ní rẹ̀ wá. And a lot of people are sending messages. A lot of messages that I send, I will see how far I can touch on them based on my knowledge. Tẹ́lẹ̀ àti sọ fún wa pé politics kọ́ là ń ṣe, but mo ṣì ń gbọ́ táwọn kan sọ pé tá a bá get involved in politics, a lè fi yẹn wọlé ká fi gbọ́ra wa sílẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìtàn fẹ́ pé a fẹ́. Ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá wa Michael for the super chat, àmọ́ lórí ẹ ṣé gan ni mo dúpẹ́, kò ní tán níbẹ̀, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ náwó sí wa lọ́tùn lósì. Ẹ bá mi share program yìí. Ṣé politics ló yẹ ká ṣe àbí ká béèrè fún self determination? Òun ni ẹni tí mo fẹ́ really sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí láàárọ̀ yìí. Àwọn Yorùbá kan ní tá bá ti lọ ṣe politics, a lè fi yẹn wọlé láti fi béèrè ẹ̀tọ́ wa. Kí ló dé tó ṣe ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀? Àti pé ó ṣe jẹ́ nígbà tí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation dé, ṣebí ẹ ti ń ṣe politics láti 1999, so kí ló wá yàtọ̀ nísìn? Gbogbo yẹn ni mo fẹ́ jẹ́ kájọ fi làákàyè kájọ fi wò. Ó ṣe jẹ́ nígbà tí àwa kan ti wá tẹ̀lé àwọn bàbá wa pé kí Yorùbá dá dúró, ìgbà yẹn lẹ tí wọ́n ń sọ̀rọ̀ politics. So mo kí ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti ń wọlé. Like I said, a ní lè ṣe YouTube méjì. Mo fẹ́ wo bóyá ó máa stabilize, because it seems that running a 2 YouTube is also having impact. I don't know. So but all other platforms will be on, but only one channel la máa fi run YouTube. So mo hope àwọn tí wọ́n wà ní orí Koikimedia wọ́n ti subscribe sórí backup channel wa tí wọ́n lè fi láǹfààní àti gbọ́ wa. Òun ti yọ níta láàárọ̀ yìí, is extremely hot, and it shows that So mo kẹ́gbọ́n mi ní Nottingham triple DRS. So Yoruba Nation awareness náà la ṣe ń ṣe. Àwọn kan tẹ̀ ń sọ pé kí ló dé tí rally ò tí ì dé, ìbẹ́ sọ fún wa pé rally ń bọ̀. Ṣẹ̀wọ̀n pé àwọn èèyàn tó bá ti ní faith tẹ́lẹ̀ tó yẹ pé wọ́n ò ní faith, wọ́n ò ní ìgbàgbọ́ fún kankan. So wọ́n kàn ń ṣe in the hope pé bóyá èyí lè máa jẹ èyí ò ní jẹ. Ẹ ti play politics for 25 years. How many years now? Let him play politics nínú Nigeria. So gbogbo ẹ̀ náà la máa sọ láàárọ̀. So I'm still setting up the platforms, and like I said, mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Yẹmi Fatoki, mo kí gbogbo wa tí a ti wọlé àtàwọn tó máa bá wa lẹ́nu. So we're almost ready to go, and that means we play the intro just to settle down. Ẹgbẹ́ coffee sàgbẹ́, ẹgbẹ́ tea sẹ́gbẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹ̀wò láàárọ̀ yìí. Kí ni reason tí ẹni tó ń ṣe Yorùbá Nation kò gbọ́dọ̀ tún máa ronú pé politics la fi lọ ṣe nínú Nigeria? Aláwọn different groups tí wọ́n fẹ́ align pẹ̀lú politician, kò dẹ̀ sẹ́ni tó dá wọn dúró. Kódà election tó ń bọ̀ ẹ lè lọ ṣe ẹ lè lọ ṣe kí ló ń pè, ẹ lè decide pé fẹ́ lọ register political party tó bá jẹ́ pé yẹn ló máa pé ẹ̀yìn, but ẹ má disrupt mind àwa tí a ti accept pé politics ò lè work, politics kò lè work fún ìran Yorùbá. Quite a lot of, it seems that in tí mò ń ṣe internet Africa kò lè gbé, ó ń struggle. So ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí Koikimedia Oduduwa, ẹ láti lọ join another platform. Mo máa disconnect eléyìí láìpẹ́, so ẹ má bínú sí wa. Mo kí bàbá wa JP mo wà. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wò mí lórí ibi tí mo náwó sí, ibi báyìí tí mo náwó sí, ẹ má bínú pé mo náwó sí. Ẹ ní láti lọ sórí another channel, mo máa disconnect ẹ. Kò mo fẹ́ wo channel mélòó mo lè máa operate tó lè stabilize broadcast mi. If otherwise tí bá ṣe tán ẹ máa tún wò nígbà tá a bá ti upload video yẹn. But ẹ bá fẹ́ wo live tí mò ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn, ẹ ní láti lọ sórí YouTube WD76 or kẹ lọ sórí Koikimedia Facebook. Mo máa disconnect eléyìí in the next few minutes. So ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́n tí bàbá yìí sọ.
Jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá.
The Yoruba indigene.
Mo fẹ́ bá yín sọ̀rọ̀.
I want to talk to you all.
Mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tí n bá yín sọ̀rọ̀.
And I want you to listen and accept what I'm about to say.
Mo náà ti gba abúlé yín, wọ́n ti gbà tán.
I said they are already usurping you from your villages all over Yoruba state.
Ní Ogun State.
In Ogun State.
Hello ma, ẹ jẹ́ ń pè yín tí bá ti mo wà lórí program báyìí. Ṣé kí n pè yín tí bá ṣe tán mo ti bọ́ sórí program? Màá pè yín ma. All right ma. So ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin wa. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sẹ́yìn tẹ́ wà lórí Facebook, mo bẹ̀ yín ẹ lọ join another platform. Mo máa disconnect ẹ tó bá ń fluctuate because mo fẹ́ kí YouTube is stable. I'm struggling with my YouTube channel, and I need Facebook kan tó ń run already. A wà lórí Twitter, mo wà lórí Twitter space, a wà lórí Mixlr. So ẹ ní láti lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní another platform. Ẹ ká padà sọ́dọ̀ ní tí bàbá wa ìfín bá wa sọ̀rọ̀.
Igbo lands as well.
Àwọn wọ̀nyí ti wọ̀.
People are already entering those places.
Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti gba gbogbo ẹ̀.
And they are already overtaking you people in your various states.
Èyí tá à ń sọ yìí sí.
What we are saying right now,
Kì í ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn o.
this is not about religion.
Christian.
Whether you're a Christian
Muslim.
or you're a Muslim,
Àwa tájọ́ ọmọ Yorùbá.
and we are Yoruba traditional worshippers,
Àsìkò tá a gbọ́dọ̀ kó ẹ̀sìn wa papọ̀ nìyí.
this is time we must band together
Láti jà fún àwọn ilẹ̀ bàbá wa.
to fight for our father's so that they don't overtake us in
Ẹ
it.
má jẹ́ kán fi ẹ̀sìn gba ilẹ̀ wa o.
Don't let them use religion take over our land.
Gbogbo abúlé tó ń gbà lóńdó state yẹn.
All those villages they've taken over in Ondo State,
Wọ́n pa Muslim, wọ́n pa Christian.
when they wanted to kill, they killed Christian and Muslim alike.
Ilẹ̀ náà ń jà fún kì í ṣe ẹ̀sìn.
They are fighting for the land. They are not fighting for religion.
Ẹ̀sìn náà kàn gbá wọlé o.
They are just coming through the lens of
So mo
religion.
sọ fún ẹ̀ wọn Yorùbá.
But I'm telling you, all Yoruba
Ẹ múra o.
people, please be prepared.
Gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà.
Nigerians at
Ẹ
large,
múra dáadáa.
please be well prepared
Wọ́n má bàa gba ilẹ̀ yín o.
so that they don't take you away from your father's
Wọ́n á pe
land.
gbogbo àwọn lọ́balọ́ba.
And calling onto the royalties in Yoruba
Ọ̀ọ́ni
land.
of Ifẹ̀.
The Oni of Ife, the Imperial Majesty.
Kábíyèsí kádé pẹ́ lórí rẹ̀.
Kabiyesi, we greet you, sir.
Ẹ dá sí o.
Please talk about this.
Aláàfin tuntun tó ṣẹ̀ jẹ ẹ dá sí
The
o.
new Alaafin, please talk
Ẹ̀yin
about
ọba
this.
Ondo
All
ẹ dá sí o.
the kings in Ondo State,
Ẹ̀yin ọba Ọ̀ṣun Ọ̀yọ́ Lagos State ẹ dá
the
sí o.
kings in Lagos, Oyo, Osun, please talk about this.
Tókùn yẹn bá wọlé tán,
Because when the war overwhelms us,
apá ò ní ká o.
we will not be able to do anything about it.
Èmi mo rẹ́dí ogun.
Personally, I'm ready for war.
Mo sọ fún ìjọ kìnìún àná mo ní kẹ́ dira.
I told you the last time that you should fortify
Àwọn
yourself.
kan sọ pé báwo ni pásítọ̀ máa sọ pé
Some
yóò
people
dira.
were saying, why will a pastor utter that kind of statement?
Ẹ lọ dira o.
Please go and fortify
Tó bá
yourself.
yá màá gbé báìbù mi sílẹ̀.
Because when war comes, I will drop my Bible.
Màá jà fún ìlú bàbá mi.
I will go and fight for my father's
Tó pé
land.
ìgbà wo ni Kírísítẹ̀nì dé Nàìjíríà?
When did Christianity come into Nigeria?
1842
It came in 1842.
ló ṣẹ̀ dé Nàìjíríà.
That was when it came in.
Ẹni àkọ́kọ́ tó máa kó báìbù jọ.
And the first person to compile the Bible,
Williams lórúkọ ẹ̀.
his name is Williams.
Wọ́n pa ní on the 6th
They killed him on the 6th,
1536.
1536.
Wọ́n dáná sun.
They burnt him. He was
Ẹ tún gbé
lynched.
báìbù tá à ń kà yìí.
The person that compiled the Bible for
So
us.
ẹ má jà fi ẹ̀sìn bọ inú afẹ́jà fúnlẹ̀ bàbá
So
wọn.
don't let us put religion into our culture or for fight for our father's
Màá
land.
dira.
I will fortify
Màá
myself
síwájú ogun.
and I'll be a leader.
Wọ́n tó lè dira fún ènìyàn.
And if you can fortify people,
Máa bọ̀.
fortify
A
them.
máa dira máa jagun náà.
We will fight that war.
Màá gbé báìbù sílẹ̀.
I will drop my Bible
Nítorí ilẹ̀ bàbá mi.
because of my father's land.
Ṣé Bíbélì sọ?
Because the Bible says it.
Hebrews 6 verse 1.
Hebrews 6 verse
Ó ní ká
1.
fi ẹ̀kọ́ Kristi tì
It says,
náà.
set aside the teachings of
Ká ṣe
Christ
pípé.
and let us do what is
Ẹja
complete.
àkọ́kọ́ fi ti Kristi tì
We
náà.
will now put it
Ká
aside.
ọjà fúnlẹ̀ bàbá wa.
Let's fight for our father's
Ká
land.
máa sọ pé kí Jésù ràn wá lọ́wọ́.
And we tell Jesus to help us.
Kó ràn wá lọ́wọ́.
To help us in the war for our father's land.
Ohun tá a máa ṣe nìyẹn o.
That's what we are going to do.
Nígbà tó mú Jésù Kristi.
So mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní bíbá. I need to end the broadcast. Ẹ ní láti lọ join wa lórí mo kí sister mi Ìtùnú. Ẹ lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí mo kí ìyàwó Àṣàkẹ́ lórí another channel. Mo fẹ́ reduce the pressure tó wà lórí router yìí so that ká lè ní smooth broadcast láàárọ̀ yìí. Mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ investigate nǹkankan. So ẹ má bínú sí wa. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wò mí lórí Facebook Koikimedia Odùduwà. Ẹ join wa lórí another platform. Thank you so much. So now, let's move swiftly and see what we can do láti lè bára wa sọ̀rọ̀ láàárọ̀ yìí. Mo ń bọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
There is no land called Nigeria. There is no language called Nigeria. There are no people called Nigerians. We are only deceiving ourselves.
We are not Nigerian.
Okay, where is Nigeria? Where is the land called Nigeria? What is the Nigerian language? We are nations that had been forced together to live in one pathetic country. So anybody who goes there today to say pray for Nigeria, that person is just deceiving himself, because the people who want to be that Nigeria had not sat down to agree if they want to be Nigeria.
We have not sat down and agreed if we want to be one Nigeria, and that is where the problem is. Ibi tí problem wà nìyẹn, but ibẹ̀ yẹn kọ́ la fẹ́ fi bára wa sọ̀rọ̀ láàárọ̀ ẹ̀. Ibi tí a fẹ́ fi bára wa sọ̀rọ̀ láàárọ̀ ẹ̀ ó dá lórí pé àwọn kan ṣì ń sọ pé politics ni ọ̀nà àbáyọ, pé tá a bá ṣe politics a gbé wa dé Yoruba country tá à ń fẹ́.
Very clear. We made a declaration saying that it's too late for restructuring in Nigeria. You will remember in 1962 there was a massive problem in Nigeria when Awolowo was arrested. Our people talked to us. There was crisis for over 4 years that led to the coup. There was a Yoruba meeting of elders called the Yoruba Leaders of Thought. We relented. the thing continued. Yoruba has continued to lose ground since that time. Spoke and said Yoruba should go ahead and conduct an election. We did. It led to nothing. The same thing happened in 1998, just before the handover to the democratic elected government. Yoruba did not want to go for anything like Nigeria again. But then it failed. Look at where we are. Yoruba has been losing ground since 1914. And we are just tired. We are there for restructuring. It's too late for restructuring in Nigeria. It's too late for sovereign national conference. It's too late for resource control. What we want now is Oduduwa Republic. And we are very categorical about that. We have made that very clear. We have made declarations. And we are very serious about our demands. Every region just go to its own tent. Yoruba wants to be on its own. Because the problem that Yoruba has is Nigeria. Nigeria is the problem, is the impediment to Yoruba development. Is the impediment to Yoruba development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1962, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at what we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces? I don't think that's what we want. But they are always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The patience of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
Okay, it's darapọ̀ mọ́ wa, mo kí bàbá Kẹ́hìndé Ọláòṣèní, mo kí Bishop, mo kí ọmọdé, mo kí àgbàlagbà, mo kí ọmọ kékeré inú wa, mo kí àgbàlagbà, mo kí gbogbo èèyàn wa láti ibi tí a ti ń bára wa gbé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹ̀wò. Àwọn tí wọ́n ní kí Yorùbá lọ join politics, lè tá bá ti join politics, àwa lo ibẹ̀ fi wọlé láti gba Yorùbá country. Ìbéèrè tá ń béèrè ni pé ṣé kò ń ṣe politics náà ni wọ́n ti ń ṣe bọ̀ láti 1999? Kí ló dé tí wọ́n fi yẹn wọlé pé kí Yorùbá dá dúró? Ó ṣe jẹ́ nígbà tí àwọn group of people kan tí wá jáde nísìn pé kí Yorùbá dá dúró as an independent country, lẹ wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé politics ní ká fi lọ ṣe. Kí ló dé tẹ́ lo politics ti tèmi tẹ́ ti ń ṣe bọ̀? Kí ló dé tí ẹ fi ṣe èyí tó yẹ kẹ́ ṣe? Mò ń bọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ báyìí. Mo kí ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti ń wọlé, ẹ bá wa gbọ́ wọlé share button. We are also reducing where we are streaming so that káfí wo bí broadcast ti eléyìí tí mo ń ṣe. So we are not using all our platforms, even though ocean fluctuates there, but I will still monitor the broadcast. Mo kí wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé ẹ káàárọ̀ àkójọmọ́, mo kí bàbá Kọ́lá Adams, mo kí gbogbo èyí tí àwa tí a gbà pé kí Yorùbá dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè, àwa tí a believe pé the only option tí a lè lò nísìn òun ni pé kí a exit. I don't know whether it is the continent that doesn't like the YouTube, but so far YouTube and the column fún wa ní a bit of concern about to go live. It could be that YouTube is not as a platform tí wọ́n máa ń lò nínú Africa, so maybe that's why, I don't know, but tí ẹ bá experience any glitch láti bí ọjọ́ mẹ́ta tá bá ń ṣe program, there is not much I can do to it because we are trying everything. We have spent so much money to be online. Like I said, it has cost me quite a lot of money. But tí YouTube yẹn bá fún wa ní concern, ẹ lọ sórí Facebook, kẹ̀dẹ̀ lọ sí Twitter wà stable. Both the Twitter space and the Twitter is stable. I'll see if I can lock the Instagram in a minute, but we should be aware how stable the network will be. I've reduced almost everything but the margin. So it could be that there's a problem that some of the African countries do not also like some of these organizations. I didn't have that problem when I was here before, but like I said, there's little I can do. So if I struggle láti gbọ́ wa, ẹ ní láti switch some of that platform tẹ́lẹ̀ fi gbọ́ wa. Mo kí àwọn tí wọ́n ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí the Mix LR. The Mix LR is more or less like a radio, but it's not officially a radio. It's just out of many platforms tí wọ́n create tí ó jẹ́ audio version. It's not free. I pay $30 every month. Many people use it. Many organizations use it for part of their tools láti enhance iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe lórí platforms wọn. So àwa náà ti ń lò, but again, many people tó máa ń struggle pé internet tí wọ́n àwọn lè gbọ́ wa. That is the reason why you have the MixLR. Ó wà cheaper and it's not consuming a lot of your data. So tí ẹ bá fídíò mi pàdé, ẹ wá MixLR wa, kẹ́ connect pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ kí ẹ lè máa follow wa tá bá ti go live. Purpose tá fi ń sanwó ẹ̀ nìyẹn. Àwọn bí few people nìkan ló máa ń lọ gbọ́ wa níbẹ̀. Kò ń ṣe dandan ní kẹ́ rójú mi fún ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ ní internet. Àwọn tó wà ní diaspora, àwọn wà okay, kò ń ṣe pé ọ̀fẹ́ náà fún àwọn náà. Tó o bá sanwó internet ẹ̀ nílùú òyìnbó, wọ́n máa disconnected, but àwọn wà at advantage. So wọ́n tó wà l'Africa, tó wà ní Yoruba land, tí òun complain, tó ń lament pé internet wọn, that is the reason why we have the MixLR. It is there for you. So ilé máa wo platform wọn ló wà cheaper láti fi gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ Yoruba nation. So I think that for me, I cannot say more than that. We are trying our best every day to enhance our production and share recording, lórí voice notes. All these things is also part of to make it very convenient fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. A lè gba license lọ́wọ́ Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation pé tí mo ń ṣe kó wá fún mi ní license. Ó máa difficult láti gbàrú license bẹ́ẹ̀. Imagine kí n sọ fún NBC pé Koikimedia ẹ fún wa ní license o, kó wá bi mí pé kí ni máa ṣe níbẹ̀, kí wọ́n á ní afẹ́fẹ́ máa jà fún ìjàngbara. That's why all those platforms tó wà nílé, from these media radio station tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ní license pẹ̀lú NBC, àwọn tó ní license ni mò ń sọ yìí, ó máa difficult láti polongo Yorùbá nation lórí platform wọn. and take this to anywhere, were extremely difficult. Wawa Jilaro, presenter Jade, our campaign nínú Nigeria from the radio station. Pé àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá o, a ti ṣetán, a fi dá dúró. That is never going to happen. So the only platforms tí a ní ta fi engage kò dẹ̀ ṣe fún kan táwa ń ṣe for many different things that people do. Òun ni pé social media. Tá bá wá ń sọ fún èèyàn wa pé ẹ engage, ẹ jẹ́ ká fi social media yìí ká fi fully engage. Some of us have refused to believe the power of the social media. Each of the social media platforms, what are the strength jura wọn lọ? Olúkálùkù wọn ìtí à ń ṣe lórí YouTube lẹ́yìn ìgbà tá bá parí live kò sí nǹkan kan tó operate mọ́ lórí ẹ̀. So any live that you watch on any YouTube channel, tí live yẹn bá ti tán, ó ti di recorded. But tẹ́ bá lọ sórí Twitter tó ń pè ní X, is a constant update ló ń lọ lórí ẹ̀. Why thousands and millions of us that gbà fún Yoruba nation still refuse to use that channel as part of our tools láti deliver message wa pẹ̀lẹ́ ìtẹ́ máa bá wa push ẹ̀. Bẹ́ ṣe ń wo fídíò náà ló ṣe jẹ́ kẹ́ lọ sórí Twitter láti máa bá wa tweet, láti bá wa máa engage, but most of us doesn't seem to understand it. And it's quite a bit frustrating that we have encouraged ourselves with Kawa lórí Twitter. The Twitter is there as part of the tools to fight this movement. So that is about that anyway. Now, in terms of our movement, the movement has been a very strong, organic one. What do I mean by organic? It has created a different discussion within Nigeria. Nobody expected it to be like that. Àwa lórí ìkànnì wa láàárọ̀ again ní aago 9:00 àbọ̀ ló kọjá. From the view outside, the weather is beautiful. It is sunny. And again, in the 19th of April 2025, láti iléeṣẹ́ wa tá à ń pè ní Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Àkọlé ètò ti ọ̀sán yìí la gbé wá fún àwọn onílàákàyè. Òun náà ni pé Yoruba Nation campaign continue. Yoruba Nation mega rally ó máa dé, even though àwọn kan doubt it. But kókó ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo fẹ́ ká jọ gbé yẹ̀wò òun ni àwọn tó ń jáde constantly tó ń sọ pé kí ló dé tí a lọ ní route in the politics kí Yoruba Nation London bàbá wa Professor Akintoye ká darapọ̀ mọ́ òṣèlú Nigeria, ká create a political party. Tàbá wá create a political party yẹn, àwa fi gba Ọ̀yọ́ state kúrò lọ́wọ́ PDP àbí APC, and the same ní Lagos state, the same ní Ọ̀ṣun state, Ondo state, àti gbogbo àyíká ibi tí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wà lénìí títí dé Kogi, Kwara. Mo wá ń béèrè pé politics tó ti ń ṣe láti 1999, kí ló dé tí wọ́n lo template yẹn fáwọn tí wọ́n mọ̀ pé ó jẹ́ ká lo channel yẹn this time around. so ó ṣò pé àwọn tí wọ́n ń tẹ̀lé olóṣèlú tẹ́lẹ̀ tí wọ́n believe pé wọ́n lè fi politics láti fi tún àwọn tó jọmọ ìlú láti fi jẹ́ kí nǹkan wà òkè fún wọn. Number one, tá bá calculate 1999 títí di èní, tá bá ní ká wo ọdún mélòó, a rí pé kò ń ṣọdún kékeré. Tó bá jẹ́ pé láti 1999 tí Nigeria padà sí democracy, that's 26 years ago. Ẹ yẹ ká kọ́kọ́ tẹ̀ gbé self-determination sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́. In 26 years, kí ni politics ṣe fún wa nínú Nigeria? Kí la lè tọ́ka sí pé politics nǹkan tó ṣe fún wa lélẹ́yìí? Ẹ̀yin tí ẹ wà nílé àtẹ̀yin tẹ́ ti travel out, mo fẹ́ kí a jọ lọ review ẹ̀ pé láti 1999 títí di wákàtí, what has been the politics like in Yoruba land under any of the political parties? Àti pé influence wo ni politics yìí ṣe fún wa? What are the advantage and what have been the disadvantage? What has been the progression? Because 26 years, lọ́mọ tó bí ní 1999, ọmọ tó bí ní 1999 ní any other countries around the world at 26, ó ti stable, ó ti stabilize, ó lè dá dúró nítorí pé that age is no longer a minor age. Depending on every country, ìlú yàtọ̀ sí ìlú, but a mọ̀ dájú pé some countries, when you are 16 years old, you are allowed to start having a driver license tó fún ẹni opportunity pé o lè lọ kọ́ mọ́tò wà, kò wá mọ́tò. Àwọn ìlú kan wà, you can start voting. So, ṣé 26 years was not enough? I'm not talking about pé Yoruba nation nísìn. Ṣé 26 years tí wọ́n ti ń rọ̀ ní politics nínú Nigeria, ṣé politics yẹn kò yẹ kó ti make impact on the lives of àwa Yoruba tí a wà nínú Nigeria within the political space? Kí ni àǹfààní tí a lè tọ́ka sí, whether a gigantic project tí a lè máa tọ́ka sí nísìnyí pé project tá à ń wò ní state yìí within the next 50 years a ṣì máa generate income fún ilẹ̀ Yorùbá under that politics that they played for 1999 till 2025. That's 26 years ago. So tó wá ṣe ni láàánú pé àwọn tí wọ́n argue nísìnyí pé after tí Yoruba nation tó pop up, tí wọ́n rí the strength and how organic it is, wọ́n decide nísìnyí pé a ṣe lo template Yoruba nation, especially ìfẹ́ tí àwọn èèyàn ní sí Professor Adebanji Akintoye àti Olóyè Igboho, ká fi lọ register fún political party, ká wá lò yẹn fún láti embed wọnú politics. Nígbà tí movement yìí bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní almost 5 years ago, these were the messages that I was receiving constantly by not just àwọn tó wà ní Nigeria, but even àwọn tó wà ní diaspora. I remember one particular man was calling and trying to convince me pé kí n sọ fún Igboho àti Baba Akintoye, because it will be beneficial for us to use our template of what we have ká wá lò wọnú politics. That shows pé 26 years of the politics of play is a failure. And we still have a lot of people that have that same thinking. People like think Yoruba first, and many of them like that. They are still trying to align with the political path. Pé tí Yoruba bá tó bá lè lọ in that political terrain, a lè fi control state wa, àwa lo template yẹn láti fi wọlé sí pé a fẹ́ dá dúró. And it's almost the same thing like àwọn tó ń béèrè fún restructure. Those that were asking for restructure, which are the Afeniferes. The Afenifere believe that tó bá restructure Nigeria, á mú a bit of stability wá fún ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. So they were pushing for a restructured Nigeria for many years. Àwọn náà is more or less like after I returned back to democracy in 1999, they believe that that template of restructured Nigeria are better off from Yoruba within Nigeria, but they had no intention to leave Nigeria. There was no intention for them to leave Nigeria. They just wanted a country that would be restructured and things would be on a playing field. So nǹkan wà á dọ́gba láàrin àwa àti àwọn ẹ̀yà tó kù. But again, for 26 years, Afenifere could not achieve that. They could not achieve it because they were unable to convince àwọn tó ń bá sọ̀rọ̀. And let me put this on record that Baba Adebanjo told me pé this was what was presented to Tinubu, because Tinubu kọ́ ni the candidate of Elo in 1999. But we all know what happened. There was Tinubu in 1999, and Tinubu became the governor, and also Tinubu fought for between Obasanjo. We all know what happened at that time. That's not what I'm going on. But ibi tí mo fẹ́ ká focus mind wa nísìn ni pé we now have two different Yoruba groups láti 26 years. Within that 26 years, we have different political parties tó ti operate nínú Nigeria prior before APC. Those political parties, àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá kan believe pé some of them were lining with Baba Awolowo agenda. So Yoruba people believe that since the ati come up from gbogbo saga Tabiola tati padà Tabacha ti kú, it is a new era láti take a Yoruba part of Nigeria to a very beautiful place. But 26 years, they could not deliver that. Now, my question fáwọn tí wọ́n ṣì wà in line pẹ̀lú politics ni pé ọdún mélòó ni ká tún fún yín sí? Ọdún mélòó lẹ nídìí sí kó tó di pé the basic things of life for Yoruba in the current political terrain then play out ló máa jẹ́ kí àwa Yorùbá tá wà ní Nigeria ká wà comfortable to the extent that ní think of going on exile láti lọ wáṣẹ́ láti lọ ṣe anything more than kákọ̀ lọ ṣọlidé ká dẹ̀ padà wálé. How many more years they need to see? 1 more year, 2 more years, 3, 4, or another 26 years. Now, Sherry nísìn pé àwa tá wá challenge wọn nísìn under a self-determination, we have become a big problem for them. Because they have done their best in whatever the situation that they found themselves as at the time tí wọ́n fi ṣe politics yẹn títí di èní. But if any one of them ó tún wá fẹ́ campaign fún ọmọ Yorùbá, and it's not because of the love we have for them. We don't have to love them. They have to do what is necessary for us to make our life better as a citizen. Purpose to what we elect one year. But because they are not working in agenda of a welfare state. Kí ló ń pè ní welfare state? A welfare state is the one that looks after you in whatever condition you found yourself. And that is from childbirth until you die. In tó ń pè ní welfare state nìyẹn. Láti jọ́ tó bá ti bí ẹ sílùú, it is the responsibility of the government to take care of you until you die. And what I mean by taking care of you, the least of it is making sure that you have a good drinking water. But unfortunately today, please, we are not taking any calls and no requests from the Twitter space. I want us to listen. You don't have to agree with me, but I don't want you to come and disrupt my discussion. You can also set up your own channel and do what I'm doing. That is when I want you to be involved in the conversation. But for now, I am presenting and I want us to listen. You don't have to align or agree with it. What I'm trying to explain is that Yoruba nation tó jáde ní 2019, we would not know many things that we know today. Ashima assumed that àwọn olóṣèlú bóyá kò sí enough time fún wọn láti fún wa ní a future government that serves the people. But ǹjẹ́ wọ́n ọmọ Yorùbá lénìí, ǹjẹ́ ó lè jókòó nísìn kó tún máa sọ pé tá bá lọ dìbò ní 2027 ká tún add 4 years more, 26 years, ó di 30 years. Ìyẹn ló máa wá fún wa ní future. Some might argue that we're at the top. And what I mean by that is that since the governors nìkan ni own control state wa, ní ẹni tó dàbí wa tó jẹ́ president. We already have that down, which is Tinubu. I'll come back to Tinubu. Let me deal with the local and the state. Ká tó wá move sọ̀rọ̀ Tinubu. Whether we wanted to be able to get the post of the presidency or not, within the state level for 26 years, each of the state was given a budget. I'm sure we all know that. So only budget on gbà ní allocation from the Federal Executive Council tó ń fún gbogbo statistics state. Ó dẹ̀ níye tí wọ́n yọ kúrò lára àwọn state kankan bíi Lagos State, Ogun State, tá à ń fún government in terms of revenue. But reason táwọn ti other section tó wọ́n sọ pé look, kíní yóò balance, kò wá balance in the sense that ẹ̀ ń gbowó lọ́wọ́ Lagos State tó pọ̀, but Lagos State gan ti wà short change at Ogun State. Ẹ jẹ́ ká restructure. So two different Yoruba people were fighting to have a better Yoruba people in Nigeria. But ibi táwa ti yàtọ̀ sí gbogbo wọn nísìnyí pé we don't want to be involved in the politics of Nigeria. Because Tabawa involved in the politics of Nigeria, whether we are at the top as the president, as it is right now, or we are not, we are still going to struggle to take a very good care of ourselves. Because gbogbo tó ń pè ní Nigeria, they will still want to come down to the southwest, which they believe that ibẹ̀ nìkan ni wọ́n pump owó sí, ibẹ̀ nìkan ni wọ́n tọ́jú àwọn ẹ̀yà tó kù, especially when the Igbos are complaining pé wọ́n open port wọn fún wọn, kí ló dé tó ṣe shut down port wọn. And I agree with that, because tí port wọn bá ṣiṣẹ́, ìyẹn ò ní stop the busy part of the Nigerian Port Authority tó wà ní Lagos State. Kò ń ṣe port kan ló wà ní UK. At least tí bá fẹ́ send mọ́tò wá sílé, mo ti lo port ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ méjì. ó dẹ̀ méjì lọ kódà tí bá tún wò pé ti London busy mo lè ní kó gbé mọ́tò yẹn lọ sí Liverpool wá send it láti Liverpool. So why did we not have a port tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn ilẹ̀ Igbo? Kódà wọ́n lè build ìmí sílẹ̀ Haúsá náà. But all this also created a pressure to Lagos State. Ediemu. So when we are looking at Lagos today, and with the little resources láti fi tọ́jú àwa, wọ́n tún láti máa fi tọ́jú àwọn ẹ̀yà tó kù, because kò sí any economic activities ní gbogbo Òkè Ọya náà. The whole activities was brought to Lagos State. And níbi táwọn kan ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí wò pé àwọn ẹ̀yà kan máa tún wà láàárín wa tó jẹ́ àwọn Igbo, they are likely to take Lagos from us. Wọ́n máa gba Lagos mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́, they will become the chairman, they will become the this and that. Yes, because àwọn tó ń ṣe politics àtàwọn tó ń bèrè fún restructure cannot stop those issues tabashiwa ní Nigeria. We've seen videos where people are asked, where did you get the certificate of indigenous? And not a video yẹn tó jáde nígbà yẹn. Let's listen to this quickly.
Your name?
I'm Mustafa by name.
Huh?
Mustafa.
What local government?
The local government.
Where are you from?
I'm from my town.
Where in my town? Where are you from originally?
Kaduna State.
From where?
Kaduna State.
Kaduna State.
He's from Kaduna State. But one way or the other, he was able to get a certificate that indicates that he's a Lagosian. Politics could not stop that. Restructure that has not been given will not be able to stop that. But what can stop all these is when we are in full control of our land, Tankweni Yoruba country. Shouldn't make sense there. 26 years, they were able to import Igbos, Hausas, Fulanis to come down to Lagos, because even the system that people were asking to, because of our restructure in Nigeria, if they've given the Igbos the port, they will not have to use Lagos State, and there will be less pressure on our roads. Elowonto Sheleni, Good Friday. We were told that nobody died, but because the capacity of the infrastructure that is currently being used today has been the one to unload Bonigba Western region. All the governors are doing is they're just touching the surface. They are not dealing with these roads need to now be repaired to the standard that can last another 50 years. Gbogbo iti baba Olowo ṣe òun ló ṣì ń rí lò. But reason to create pressure òun ni pé the economic activities is in Southwest, and everybody wants to come to the Southwest and then move their goods and services back to the North and the Middle Belt and the Southeast. For 26 years, our politicians could not stop or resolve this issue. Now, let's go and look at Inti Tinubu and Shinisin. When Yoruba people thought that since the access okay, that is the reason why we were struggling with all this. And you know what it means. No matter how powerful your states are, any Tony power gongon presidency. No matter how powerful your states are, as long as the presidency is not yours, there's not much you can do. The expectation pé kó tó débẹ̀ ni pé ìjọ gbogbo ẹ̀yà tó ń bẹnu Nàìjíríà, because ẹ̀yà kankan ló vote fún Tinubu. The Northerners voted for him, so easy argue that kò ń ṣe gbogbo wọn ni wọ́n vote for Tinubu. The Yoruba voted for Tinubu. That means I will stick to those three because those are three major groups. Don't now expect pé kí Tinubu wá focus agenda sí Southwest, because àwa nìkan kọ́ la vote fún. And according to the constitution is responsible for every Nigerian's lives must be protected, even though he has failed on that. The welfare of Nigeria must be also looked into. He has failed on that. The healthcare, he failed. So literally, he has failed on every agenda to make us a better citizen as Nigeria. But that fault has been coming as far back as when Obasanjo was there in 1999. And that also led to, Yaradua before he died. Jonathan came in, Buhari came in, and now it's Tinubu. The question táwọn ọmọ Yorùbá kan wá expect ni pé Tinubu will try to look as if he's stupid. I'm sure that is part of what they must have told him. Má lọ tètè fara ẹ hàn pé o máa restructure Nigeria. Just go there, pretend that you are working for everybody, but have it at your back that you need to now restructure this country before you go. Why tí wọ́n ṣe assume pé Tinubu máa restructure? Because the average Yoruba man mọ̀ pé tí power bá kúrò lọ́dọ̀ Tinubu tí kò rí restructure yẹn, we are going back again to start all over again. And that means we would have to work hard láti tún present ẹlòmíì tó máa lọ contest as a president in the future in Nigeria. Now, nobody knows what is in Tinubu's mind. Nobody knows that. But can we trust him to deliver on that agenda? Will Omar restructure Nigeria? Do you think so? Are you one of those that believe that Tinubu will restructure Nigeria? Let me give you one of my brother Adeyinka grandson. Adeyinka grandson is currently still in a prison in the UK. And I've watched some of his videos in the past prior before he was arrested. And he believes that Tinubu will come and do some kind of changes to make impact from Yoruba. We have not seen any changes from Tinubu because those changes is not yet visibly difficult for Tinubu to do that in the first tenure. That is why he needs the second tenure to be able to do exactly what he might want to do. But even as much as Tinubu has not done much, the only thing that I want to complain is that Tinubu played nepotism. But what about Buhari also played the same nepotism while he was the president. Kódà ó fẹ́ lè lọ fáwọn èèyàn wá láti ìlú ẹ̀ ní Niger kó wá run the government fún wa. Buhari was using that same position to keep his people within the very no, Adeyinka grandson has been returned back to the prison. He was free for a while, but he's currently back in the prison again. So Buhari did what he can do for 8 years, but he had to leave the government and hand over to Tinubu, not that he wanted to do that, but because agreement wà láàrin Tinubu àti Buhari pé I will support you to defeat Jonathan. I will put Yoruba people to support you. I will put my money and everything I have láti make sure pé a lé Jonathan Carabao, Papa Nko. And they were able to do so. So we saw how Tinubu campaigned rigorously for Buhari. They were going back to back from southwest to the middle belt, and Buhari became the power in 2015. Ìjà wà láàrin wọn, just as we are witnessing today. At the first tenure of Buhari, Tinubu was not satisfied because ó believe pé Buhari kò lọ in the direction of what they want. Today, Tinubu is doing exactly what Buhari has done. But with all indicator, Tinubu will restructure Nigeria and still hand over power back to the north. Then to hand over power back to the north and he was able to restructure. Let's just, for argument's sake, we all restructure Nigeria. Fáwọn tó believe pé ó gbọ́dọ̀ restructure Nigeria. Ṣé the next government tó bá ń bọ̀ tí a dẹ̀ ṣì wà nínú Nigeria, because the only option to lè stop any government coming in to amend and change gbogbo in tí Tinubu bá ṣe òun ni pé ká má wà nínú Nigeria mọ́. But tá bá sì jọ wà nínú Nigeria, just like bí Tinubu ṣe restructure, the next president also have the right to remove it. I hope I'm making sense for those of you that are saying that we don't want Yoruba nation because it is not the option that we should be talking about. We cannot involve in politics. Yes, politics is already what they've been playing for 26 years, like I said. We did not have the man in the center as at the time up to 24 years until Tinubu Day in 2023. Tó fi di pé Tinubu ti wà níbẹ̀ nísìn for 2 years. But Tinubu might not be able to do everything within 2 years to even restructure Nigeria. But what he can do that can shock everybody, if he is determined and is ready, is to dissolve Nigeria. Anything short of that, bí Tinubu bá lọ wọlé gan ní 2027 to restructure Nigeria, ṣé ó máa gbé power sí? He would have to return power back to the north. And this is where we have been different between us and these politicians and our, even Afenifere told us now that they are not social cultural group, they are politicians and they have the right to support anybody. That is why Baba Adebanjo till his death supported a one Nigeria that can have a standard that can probably give us a leverage to remain one Nigeria to our final place, which is having our own Yoruba country. But we want to now see that we are now hearing the feel by some that say, no. Hey, ṣe politics. Let's do politics now. Tabashi politics. We will take back the land through having a Yoruba government. And that way we can deal with the Igbos, deal with the Hausas, deal with the foreigners. All these you will not even be able to achieve because the current state of politics in Nigeria today, we cannot achieve such. So, just to close it quickly, Feniti and Sokwe, we need to have a politics of Lagos State that is well within the Europe. We already have it. Kí ló dé tí Sanwó-Olú ò lè ṣe n tó yẹ kó ṣe to protect us against those people? Kí ló dé tí Makinde ò lè ṣe the same thing to protect us, the indigenous, against others? Kí ló dé tí Adeleke ò lè ṣe the same thing? Kí ló dé tí Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún ò lè ṣe the same thing? Kí ló dé tí Ayédatiwa ò lè ṣe the same thing? Kí ló dé tí Olodo in Kogi State cannot do the same thing? Kí ló dé tí èyí tó wà ní Kwara Abdul Fattah, kí ló dé tí kò lè ṣe the same thing? Kí ló dé tí èyí tó ń bẹ ní Ekiti State Abiodun Oyebanji, they cannot do it. So they are probably expecting the man at the top now, which is Tinubu, to do what can help the state, because you have run the state for 26 years. Yet, it seems from some argument that we have not been given the privilege as Yoruba people in our state. That shows that Yoruba people are not #1 citizen in our state. But when we have a Yoruba independent country, we will not hate it before any other person. That is the way it is done in any part of the world. And that is why if you go to the United Kingdom, even if you are born there, your national insurance number, I think it's Social Security, America, at the end of that N9, I have mine, they have already decoded it so that our motiva BC UK, one mama so far within the system, that they are not the indigenous people. They are foreigners, because their father was a foreigner that gave birth to them in the United Kingdom. These are code embedded that will not allow them to reach their top. They can reach certain places, but certain places they block them out because their own NI has been linked to mine. And it is because that is a country that wants to have the English people not to go into extinction. But what we are doing is that after forward consequently, we want to be in politics, and yet we want to take charge. We want to control the situation within our territory. It will be extremely difficult. So if anybody today is now trying to continue to campaign on Twitter Space or on any other channels and encouraging Yoruba people that Atugbodolodibo again, these are people that doesn't want a better future for Yoruba people. There's no doubt about it. Into Eki Bubuama Sorolilori, the only voice we should be talking about is that the Yoruba people should pull out of Nigeria and have their own independent country. All these groups, whether they call themselves conservative, whether they call themselves liberal, because that is what some of us have been called. We are liberal. We always talk about the Igbos, but I talk about the Igbos, but I want to be able to deal with the Igbos if we have our own country. It's as simple as that. But you cannot deal with the Igbos right inside the one Nigeria, whether it is a restructured Nigeria or the continuity of the way Nigeria is today. It's a fact. But when we have our country, our constitution will guide us and protect us as against other indigenous people that wants to come and live on our land. It's not compulsory that they have to live with us. It's compulsory. If they think that the land is not favorable for them, people live in the UK and they end up moving out of the UK. I know many people that were living with me in the UK. One UK, they left to America. Some people travel to Canada. Some people travel even back to Africa. So you cannot do anything. Tabashi exists as a one block, don't put in one Nigeria. As long as we are still using that one Nigeria, whether it's a restructured Nigeria or a normal Nigeria, the other citizens will continue to tell us that, me right. And that is why they say, Igbo will say, okay, that's fine. But Yoruba land is a big land that we're talking about. Everybody will participate in whatever area, whether you want still to be, many Nigerians are bus driver in London. They are contributing to the society. Many Nigerians are Uber. I have driven Uber in London before. I am contributing to the society. So it does not matter. And we have many Nigerians today that are doing fantastic work. I can name them. That they will not be able to run the same kind of politics that they are running in the UK. My sister, I remember her name. She's doing very well. Many of them like that. We have many MPs that are Igbos that are doing very well. They've given them the opportunity in the UK. But as a one Nigeria today, it will be difficult because okay, let's take another example. Obasa is his current Lagos State Speaker. Ṣé Obasa lè pàṣẹ nísìn tó kàn favour àwa Yorùbá nìkan? Ṣé àwọn Igbo tó wà láàrin Èkó wọn ní sọ̀rọ̀? They will continue to ask why. Kílódé? Why are you doing something that wants to favor Yoruba people against the Igbos and the Hausas and the rest? It's because we are one Nigeria. But about the country, let the Igbos, the Hausas, and the Ijos come and tell us that ni right, we keep government favor before them. But it seems that our Yoruba I feel play politics. And for those that are saying that, but about politics, this politics would then allow us to take charge and use it to control our state. Let me look at it from this angle. Let's assume that we were able to take Lagos State. Because for 26 years, Tinubu was a governor for 8 years. Ologbe Fasholawa for 8 years. Ogbe Ambode were kicked out because Ambode was going against Tinubu's instruction. Ogbe Fashola Denisi, Fashola Tinlo 8 years ago. But yet, we, the Yorubas in Lagos State, have not been given the better privilege in Lagos State. It's because the politicians at the top would have told Lagos State you can't do so. But now let's reverse it. Tinubu ti wà níbẹ̀ for 2 years. What has been the changes for Lagosian? It's more or less like nothing has changed. Yes, they are probably talking about Lagos has the right to generate its power because Tinubu is now the government at the top. If the next government comes, the next president can tell Lagos State that nothing generates here. Lagos State dares not go against that because the constitution is still at the top. Constitution state ó yàtọ̀ sí ti federal. Ìdí tí Lagos ṣe lè move from doing little things is because Tinubu sọ pé okay, ẹ jẹ́ ká fún wọn opportunity ká develop Lagos State. But tí Tinubu bá lọ tán, the next president will come back and tell the Lagos State government as at the time that some of the things you are doing must benefit every Nigerians. But about the country wa tí ó ti ní border, just you can lè pa gidi kó kò sọ pé òun lọ sí London nísìn. First, how do you get to London? You need to show evidence that you have the right to travel there. Àwọn tó ń lọ gba back door, tó ń gba Libya, tó fẹ́ gbà wọlé, they are stopped by immigration to check whether they have the right to cross the borders. Some of them were able to cross, while some died in the Mediterranean Sea, and while some were sent back to Libya. Because, without a proper immigration. Now, when we are the one controlling our territory, the Yoruba land, all these minor problems that we are looking at today, insecurity, this and that, a government that represents their citizens against the enemies. Let's ask, and I'm not going to stay too long, hopefully another 30 by 23 minutes, I want to end the broadcast. I've tested what I wanted to say, even as much as we were still having trouble with our YouTube, but it shows that there's more problem to the YouTube than the internet. All other platforms are stable apart from the YouTube. So, moving forward swiftly, if tí ìwọ ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń tako pé kí Yorùbá dá dúró, but you want to have a politics in Ondo State, be prepared to have other indigenous people or ethnic people to come and stay with you. Kò ń ṣe pé tàbí àgbà country, they are not going to be with us, but àwa la máa pàṣẹ tí ó máa favour àwa tí àwọn náà gbọ́dọ̀ respect. I live in the UK for 27 years. I dare not come and use Nigerian law to operate in the UK. But do you know what we do? Most of us, including myself, in the past years that we have been coming back to Nigeria, as soon as we leave UK, we enter Nigeria, we know it's a lawless country. You can do and undo, and you can get away with it. But I dare not do and undo in UK because my name is fully in the system. If I commit any offense, they can be able to trace me back because àwọn náà fún mi ní right láti gbé níbẹ̀, and that right told me that I have any right to gbé níbí báyìí, but you cannot do anything that is against the wish of others. Let me give you an example. You might not like this. I live in UK. I cannot disrespect the lesbian or the gay. Those two have the same right like me. Ẹ̀tọ́ tí mo ní bí ẹni tó fún ní right láti wá gbé níbẹ̀. Ó tẹ̀jú ẹ̀tọ́ tàwọn tún ju tèmi lọ because you are telling an Englishman that is a gay. Ìtọ́ fẹ́ ṣe nìyẹn is not of your own business. The law protects them. Ó sọ fún ẹni tó jẹ́ lesbian pé ìwọ jẹ́ Christian àbí Muslim. Ó wá tọ́ka sí pé ó wà ní Bible pé ká má ṣe lesbianity. You will find yourself in a deep problem in the UK. You have the right to go to another country where it is not tolerated. But in the United Kingdom as of today, you dare not talk to them anyhow. You will find yourself in a massive problem. Whether you are ordinary citizen, or you're a politician, or you are just a Nigerian that think that, oh, my Christianity, no. You can move. So do you know that all the churches operating in the UK right now, they disagree with lesbian can come out attend the church service one. Any lesbian they kick it out. They can't. Go and confirm this. Go churches to Nigerian churches in the UK. What to bed? They must what to bed. They can't do it. You cannot tell anybody that is a gay. Only right what he was a church in. But reason is because the law of the UK permits you to mori, they go settle down. Or what they go against the law, who the hell are you? Oh, to bed. And this is why we are saying to our people that when we have our own country, let me read what I've got in front of me. In the United Kingdom, lesbianism has never been illegal. There is no specific law criminalizing sexuality activity between women. While the law and sexual offense is gender neutral in theory, there has never been a specific offense of lesbianism. We can stop it in our own Yoruba land. But as a Nigerian living in the UK today, I cannot go and start writing petition and say, I don't want lesbian, no, I don't want gay. Do you know that all your children, how are in the UK, some of the parents that we are living with are in that kind of category, and you dare not point and say, so you can see why I'm trying to say that you cannot stop those others within Yoruba land because we are still using the same law. And I've just used that example. There are many other examples. And I hope that our Yoruba we start to understand that it is a bigger picture than the politics that we cannot get involved in. What we should talk about now is how do we encourage our state representatives, state house of assembly, to look into the Yoruba right to self-determination. But they are not doing that because they think that they can do a law, a bill to help Yoruba people while the others are working in your state. It will be very difficult. You will not be able to do so. They will challenge that at the highest court and they will defeat you. Ẹ má fún àwọn Igbo níṣẹ́ ní Lagos State. Òfin wo ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀? Òfin wo ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀? If the state level says that, they can take you to the court. Ẹ má jẹ́ kó di chairman ní Festac. Ẹ má jẹ́ kó jẹ́ àwọn ọlọ́mà di councillor wa. But we are still in one Nigeria. They have the right to compete, and they will defeat you because they have their population within that area to contest. But we can have a Yoruba country and instruct that no Igbo person can contest as a councillor within Yoruba land when we have our own independent country. We can put that on our law. But with the current laws of Nigeria, you will not be able to do so. So why then are we talking about politics? We're talking about politics that cannot be used to have defend and protect millions of Yoruba people prior before Yoruba Nation. What Yoruba Nation has been able to do in the last 5 years is expose the politician that any power within the state. You have no power. Agbára ò sí lọ́wọ́ yín, but ẹ kàn ń tàn ọmọ Yorùbá jẹ. Because if an allocation comes to Lagos State, as an example, ẹni tó jẹ́ ìyà kejì náà ó ń wò pé allocation yóò yẹ kémi náà jẹ́nu ẹ̀. Because that allocation is meant for everybody. When we have our own independent Yoruba country, there will be so much changes and we will never experience such like I played in this video. Let's listen to it one more time.
What's your name?
I'm Obi Mustafa by name.
Huh?
Obi Mustafa.
What local government?
Oshogbo local government.
Where are you from?
I'm from my town.
Where are you from originally?
Kaduna State.
From where?
Kaduna State.
Kaduna State.
I'm Alkali by name.
Okay.
Yes, I'm from Kaduna State.
Okay.
I'm living in Lambaga.
To your brother.
Yes.
And you are coming out under what local government?
Lagos Island.
Local government. Do you have a family house in Lagos Island?
No.
Okay. What's your name?
Look at David.
What?
Look at David.
Luka.
David.
Where are you from?
From Kaduna State.
Kaduna State. What local government are you coming out from?
Oshodi.
Who gave you the indigenship certificate?
National.
What's your name?
Zakaria Arab.
Where are you from? Kaduna State. Lagos Island. Where did you get the indigenship certificate from?
I'm staying with my uncle.
Your uncle, speak up, please.
I'm staying with my uncle, Lieutenant Colonel now.
Shogba Yoruba. Shogba Yoruba.
I can hear, but I can't.
Shogba Yoruba. Shogba Yoruba.
All this is just a very tiny of the proportion of the damage that has gone into Yoruba land with the 26 years of the politics that have been playing, deceiving us. They've tried on our behalf for 26 years. It is time now that we take now the land back officially through a self-determination and a recognized Yoruba country that will then rewrite the laws of our land. And those laws will favor us. And will also, those that are going to live with us will have to abide by it. But if we continue to live in denial that 2027 election would also bring in prosperity for Yoruba land, for 26 years, we couldn't get that. No development across Yoruba land, and we will continue to live below par. That is how far we can go this morning. It's just to send message to me pé àwọn kan sọ̀rọ̀ nípa politics. Politics cannot work, and we are not going to get involved in politics. Igboho is not interested in politics. Igboho wants a free, independent Yoruba country, and likewise Babakitoye. None of them are interested to be part of any political situation in Nigeria. And that is a direct message. For those of you that are working on Twitter space and all that, and talking nonsense that we can take control back of our land, but we need to be involved in politics. You have state actors that are your governors, but they've not been able to achieve anything because one more dajupe, they can't do it. The only option to let Shenisin on the Koiki Yoruba Kudadro, and just before we go in just about a few minutes, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń sọ pé wọ́n ní rally máa dé, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ tí rally ò tí dé, and all that. The rally is coming. You go and prepare. The rally is coming. Whether you agree that the rally should hold or not is too late. Nobody can stop that rally. The official announcement date will come from the leader of the movement, Professor Adebanjo Akintoye, at the appropriate time. But on the 26th, which is 2 Saturday more, I think not this Saturday, the upper Saturday that is coming, there will be, next week Saturday, 26th of April, there will be a summit, and that summit focuses on 3 areas that a lot of you are looking forward to. The upcoming mass rally in Yoruba land and the diaspora, and the concrete action plan for the exit Nigerian contraction and the insecurity in Yoruba land. For 26 years, all the politicians, the past and the present, that have managed our state failed to deliver a better Nigeria for us. We thank them, we appreciate them, but this time around, they will not be the one to decide what next. That decision now is coming from Baba Akintoye. Baba Akintoye will decide for us and we go in line with it. So tí Baba bá ti ní ká jáde, what that means is that we want to rescue power from these politicians that have done their best but have not done enough to protect us as an indigenous people that have been in existence for thousands of years before Nigeria. It's going to be a big task. It needs a lot. So being in a hurry for the rally is not the issue. When that rally starts, that rally takes us to many areas that will eventually lead us to having a full independent Yoruba country. As much as you want it out today, I also want it out. I am currently on the ground for the purpose of the rally, and I wait patiently. So there's no reason why you should be in a hurry more than what we have waited for. Rally, no, that rally will lead us to Yoruba country, and that means it's a tug of war. And the last thing we want to do is come out and to be defeated, and then we start coming out and say, no. All the politicians will not be able to stop this outing. We are coming out in Yoruba land, not in any other part. Yoruba land does not belong to our governors alone. It belongs to us. It belongs to Tinubu. Tinubu lifespan to anything. I give him 30 more years, maximum with his age. 30 years, Tinubu. Yoruba land has been existing before Tinubu. Yoruba land has been existing before me. We will not wait for Tinubu for 2027 before we move out. I am not going back to England yet. I am waiting for the call of the rally, and I'll be outside with you as a Yoruba man to fight, to defend, and make sure that we decide our fate. Do not think that America cares about you. America's interest for Nigeria is for their own interest. The same thing goes to all other countries. Our interest should be how we want to make sure that we control our land and retain back our true identity. This is a fight to finish. We mean every goddamn thing. I've been told to try as much as possible not to say too much, but I can tell you, we are not joking. If it's a 1,000 of us coming out, we will defeat you. Have a very good morning. Bye for now.